So, this right here is James Harden. Oh, wait, this right here is James Harden on his new team in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, as you can see, the game has less than a minute left, and the Cavs are down 3 points to Denver. And you're going to see that this play here is a little risky, as Harden is guarding a 40% shooter from deep in Tim Hardaway Jr., but here's the thing. With Jokic having his back turned, he's not going to expect Harden to be there when he turns around. So once he does spin back, he's met with slight contact but tries to sell the call to get a foul, which results in a turnover, and this leads to a foul on Johnson on the other end off the Mitchell missed layup. Now the reason this is so important is because it sets up the next sequence of events. With the Cavs inbounding to Harden here, I want you to look at the floor. Since Donovan was the inbound guy and is a bona fide scorer, this makes Christian Brown stay with him tight, which ultimately gives Harden much more space to operate. If you look at Jarrett Allen, he spaces out to the opposite block, which pretty much pulls Nikola Jokic out to play. If Jokic wanted to, he could make his way to the other side, but then he would be leaving Allen open on the backside, and that would be an easy lob for Harden over the top, or if Murray was to drop down on Allen if Jokic rotated, then Harden could send it all the way across the court to Tyson for the 3. Then for the last advantage, if Harden was to attack towards the middle of the floor, there's a good chance that Cam Johnson would drop down to cut him off, which would lead to an easy pass for Murray to connect on the tray ball. As you can see, right now the Cavs have everything in order to get themselves a clean look. And hey, this just activates vintage Harden.
Dancing, Harden got it!
Now, not only did Harden tie the game up for Cleveland, with stakes being high on this possession for Denver, they go to their bread and butter, the Murray and Jokic pick and roll. As Murray comes off the screen, defenders will usually chase Murray all the way, which can lead to a kickback for a Jokic three-pointer. Well, with Harden's IQ and realizing his late game so they can't give up anything open, he decides not to chase Murray and instead release him to Allen because let's be honest, Murray isn't going to attack Allen all the way to the basket at this point, and as you can see, he's not even thinking about a mid-range pull-up and he's already gearing up to send it back to Jokic. Once Nikola receives it, he doesn't have an open look, nor does he have an easy straight line drive. So he has to go back to the basket on James, who does a solid job at holding his ground while the help comes over. And with the basketball gods on their side, Hardaway misses the wide open 3, which then leads to Cleveland winning the game on some Mitchell free throws. Yeah. This is what you get from James Harden, and I'm referring to his decision making when he's on the floor. This isn't to say that Darius Garland was a bad player or anything like that, because we all know Garland can make some nice passes, he can navigate on the floor to get to certain spots to score, and is also a solid 3-point shooter. But when you get James Harden on your team, things just look a little different. Like on this play here, when Harden comes off the screen, he has the attention of 1, 2, 3 defenders. But if we look at things even deeper, he has the pull of all 5 defenders. Because as we roll the tape slightly, you're going to see Murray drop in to help cover the role, along with Bruce Brown as well. At this exact moment, Harden has many options. He can choose to deliver the pocket pass to Allen, but it might be a little risky. He could also decide to send it across the court to Dennis in the corner, but he's looking a little tired. So if we direct our attention to Cam Johnson, he's plugging up this gap so Harden can't attack right down the left side to get to the basket, so that leaves Jalen Tyson wide open off the no look to bury this one home. Now that play right there had 2 options that didn't get explored, so let's now take a trip. Since Russ is chasing, the big doesn't want to allow James to get into that signature floater, so he plays the middle ground. This here forces Keegan Murray to shift over to cover Allen on the roll, and ladies and gentlemen, this is why you have no problem sending Garland away for Harden, because he just makes life easier for your guys on the floor. That right there knocks out one of the options we discussed. And now if we run the pick and roll on this left side when Harden gets the switch, we can knock out another. With Miro lined up on the same side as James, his man in DeMar DeRozan can't get too far over in help position. So not only does that make it easier for Allen to roll, but also since Donovan Mitchell is in the opposite corner, it makes it to where Russ can't really be all the way in help like he's supposed to, which would be deeper on that block or flexed all the way into the middle of the paint. With all this spacing for the Cavs, James can drop it right en route for Allen to receive it to go throw down an easy dunk. See, it's one thing to just run a pick and roll, but it's another to be able to make reads out these pick and rolls quickly, as if the defense gets out of line even one bit, you're able to make them pay for it pretty much immediately. This attention that Harden draws when navigating is so special because even if he doesn't choose the wide open option that we can all see right here, it's that pull that he has on defenders that can open up another look if he misses the first, and this is exactly what you want from your primary playmaker. Like when you see Donovan Mitchell dishing out assists, a lot of it comes from him attacking the basket hard and moving at higher speeds to then set up teammates. But with a guy like Harden, you get this methodical approach to the game that makes defenders think for a split second, and in that time of inaction, that's when Harden makes his move so his team can benefit with little resistance. Being able to set his teammates up for success is what helped the Cavs get the W over Denver, and if you would have traded on poly market like me, you would have won big. With the Cavs having 50% odds of winning at the start, I knew James Harden wouldn't start cooking till later on, so I bought in when they were down 26-37 in the second quarter as their odds shrank to 43%. Then with a push to take the lead off some Harden free throws to make it 71-70 in the third, I instantly cashed out at 68% odds, netting myself a $203 profit. To get in on the action from all 50 states, make sure you download the app from the link in my description to get to the top of the waitlist. Now when diving back into Harden's IQ on the floor, defenses may try to double him so he can't attack down the middle, but now you give up a wide open butterball. And I only show you that to further showcase how he's analyzing everything on the floor to then make the correct decision. Because if we look at this push here, Harden sees Allen running hard, and this may not seem important right now, but just wait. Since Sam is on the same side as Harden, this keeps Hardaway stuck to him, so this attack down the left will have little resistance. Also, with Allen choosing to be on the opposite block instead of on the same side as Harden, it makes Jokic have to choose to help off or not, and if he isn't on the other block by the time the guy starts driving, well honestly, he poses no threat at blocking the shot. Now listen though, let's keep something clear. This isn't the same Harden that scored in bunches while looking unstoppable. But this is a Harden who's more crafty when getting to his spots on the floor, and since he still possesses that threat of scoring to the defense, he can use it to his advantage to get defenders in the air with that up fake, and now when everyone shifts towards him, it's another wide open three. This amount of attention from a player outside of Donovan Mitchell is something the Cavs have barely experienced, and it's great to know that sometimes you'll see flashes of vintage Harden operating out that step back for straight cash. Now all of this is great and all, but there's something I know we all are thinking. Can Harden show up in the playoffs and do the exact same thing? For years, many of us have been underwhelmed by Harden's body of work in the postseason and want to see him show up fully. He'll always have a couple games that give us hope that he'll dominate, but then it's shortly followed by some stinker performances. So do you have faith that he'll be able to help Donovan Mitchell and this Cavs team get over that hump? I want to know how you guys feel about that. And if you're enjoying the Cavs, watch this Donovan Mitchell video so you know exactly what you're getting from these two. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I'll see you guys in the next video.